you go. See, I got too into it. I ain't even realize the time, son. See, I got crazy when we started talking about that shit. I didn't even
No,
realize
Drew,
the time.
Drew,
Because yo, I'm
we can,
passionate
Drew,
about that. I've seen it happen to a lot of kids, man.
we can talk, Drew. We can keep talking for hours. Drew, you need a podcast. I need to be on it often.
Yo, it's a fact though, man. Like that, I was having that conversation with my man not too long ago. I said, I know a lot of kids that went to schools that would have benefited them had they had the position they needed at the school. You
Right,
can't go to Rice and just be at Rice.
right,
You have to go to Rice and show why you went to Rice.
right,
So, like we were saying about these kids, a lot of these parents are like, oh, my kid's going to this school, my kid's going to that school.
right.
But one thing that these kids got to understand, you might be the Mr. Basketball in your town,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get to that school, there's 12 Mr. Basketballs there.
Yep.
You understand? So, yeah, it'll look great if your kid goes to an ACC school or a big-time school, but at the end of the day, he got to go to the right situation for him. Because overseas, I seen D2s and D3s play on the same teams with D1s.
Exactly. And that's because when they were on those D2, D3 teams, they were the main players on those teams, the main options.
They were the alpha.
And Drew, and just like life, it's about confidence.
100%.
Confidence and repetition. Or repetition breeds confidence.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And that's why I'm like, Division I, big time school. No, go where you're going to play.
Yes. Where they're going to use you for what you do.
Exactly. Go where you're going to be coached by someone who's going to teach you the game the right way and who's going to let you be free and display your craft.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know, but me going to Rice, I didn't know anything about that, you know, but me being in those situations just taught me that I just have to work harder. I got to work harder. I want to be at everyone's level.
Yep.
I was catching up to Kedron, Jason, Steven, you know, I was catching up to all these kids.
Yep.
But I think Mo Hicks didn't see me coming.
Nobody did.
He didn't see me coming.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And
you put in that work.
Listen, hard work, strong work ethic, and a little bit of luck. You know,
take a long way. It'll take you a long way.
And it took me a long way. Like Drew, like as a kid, I always thought that I was going to play professional basketball, like almost every kid. You know, every boy wants to play in the NBA. Every girl wants to play in the WNBA.
Yep.
You know, for me to say that I got to play, you know, one, I played in the United States Basketball League, which is semi-pro here in the United States.
Yeah.
Played for the Brooklyn Kings, you know, with Anthony Glover and a lot of guys that I grew up, you know, idolizing and admiring, you know, to play in the Dominican Republic with Luis Flores and being his backup.
Yeah.
Learning so much from him, you know, to then playing in Europe in 2 countries.
Yeah. It's a pretty good bucket list right there, man.
Great bucket list.
That's the dream, bro.
You know, that's the dream. And then, Drew, everything that I teach the kids, that I teach the youth, a lot of people think that it's from my success. The contrary.
No, it should be from your failures.
It's from my failures. It's from my shortcomings that I teach and I mentor these kids and I talk to these parents, not from where, and that's why, you know, I have a cousin of mine, Maximo, who tells me, yo, you should be bragging that you went to Rice and you played college basketball and you played in Europe. I said, I don't got to brag about that. I don't want to brag about that. I'm everyday people. I'm the underdog. I'm the kid who wasn't that good. There was
wasn't supposed to do all that stuff.
In our neighborhood, there were so many other kids, so many other people that were just as talented as me.
Yeah.
You know, I did my work in school. I stayed out of trouble.
Yep.
I showed up to practice every day.
Yep.
And I worked hard. I put in the work.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
You know, and I teach these kids now. It's like, listen, you don't got to go to the big school. The parents, the kids don't have to go to the big school. Your kid should
go to
be
the
playing,
right school.
Your kid shouldn't be playing AAU basketball if your kid don't know how to make a left-hand layup or doesn't know how to make a layup at all. I'm like, you're wasting money. And that's my problem with, you know, Drew. To be honest, Drew, we can go on for 2-3 hours. I think we need a bi-weekly segment where we talk about basketball in America.
Yep.
And the different, you know, the different parts of it.
I'm with it.
You know what I mean?
I'm with it.
Because there's a lot of people, Drew, that are teaching basketball the wrong way. Or they're in it for the wrong reasons. Because there's so many kids that are parents are spending money on traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And on hotels.
Mm-hmm.
And on uniform fees.
Mm-hmm.
Team fees and practice fees.
That's a fact.
And your kid can't make a layup.
That's a fact.
I'm like, grassroots is where it all starts.
Yeah.
It's all about grassroots. It's all about starting here.
Yeah.
That's why Kobe Bryant, someone who you love and you admire, because you're a huge Lakers fan.
Absolutely.
He used to always preach about. He's like, the rest of the world is catching up because we're not teaching basketball the right way.
Yep.
At the grassroots level, the fundamentals, the footwork.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know? That's a fact.
They're just grabbing kids that you're 6 foot this and you're young. I'm going to grab you. You're the best kid in your age group. I'm going to give you these sneakers and I'm going to give you all of this apparel and I'm going to try to buy you. I'm going to give you your parents' money.
Yeah.
And they're not teaching kids to play the game the right way. That's why everyone else in the world is catching up to the United States in basketball. That's
a fact. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Like how many of, like in the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, how many of the MVPs have been non-American? It's starting to catch up.
Yeah.
There was a long stretch where there were no MVPs.
Yeah.
That were foreign.
Yeah.
Now we got a bunch. Now we got a bunch in the conversation.
Always, yeah. They caught up. They definitely caught up.
The reigning MVP is not American.
Yeah.
You know?
It's tough. We had your sophomore year, though.
What's that?
I said we had your sophomore year, though.
My sophomore year in college, trying to find my way, gaining a little more confidence. You know, I have a year under my belt.
What's your role? What's your role like? Is you get an increased role?
I got an increased role. I started more games. I would have to look at the numbers because I'm from a time where social media and the internet wasn't big on keeping stats and pictures and all that stuff.
Yep.
But my college stats are online somewhere.
No, they are.
Yeah. I definitely started more games. I definitely scored more points. You know what I mean? But I definitely didn't have that dog in me, you know, that I would have at the DYCKMAN tournaments or that I had when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah. Why not?
Because, again, my coach was the type of coach where I didn't feel that I had the liberty to play my game.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, I was a role player. You know, I'm open, I shoot. There were times when I had the space to drive. I could. You know, I was also playing out of position.
Always.
Playing at Rice, I played power. At junior high school, I played the 5. High school, I played the 4. Sometimes played the 5. Because, dude, I remember guarding Sheldon Williams.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That went to Duke. And we destroyed his high school team. But at that time with Mo Hicks, he's like, we're playing 4 guards, 1 big.
Yeah.
So we're going to press, and we're going to shoot threes. And coach and Mo Hicks was like, if someone cannot guard you, you need to expose them.
That's a fact.
And that's that street mentality You know, that's that urban mentality that, you know, a lot of basketball players grew up with and have. But in New York City, Mo Hicks, one of the greatest coaches of all time,
absolutely.
He's like, if someone can't guard you, it's not your fault. Expose them.
Yeah, that's
so when
it.
Sheldon Williams was guarding me, I remember playing in this Nike tournament in Texas. I used to tell Sheldon Williams, I used to call him country boy. I said, hey, country boy, come out here and guard me. Dude, I was shooting threes in his face, hitting him with the head and shoulders, taking him to the basket.
Yeah.
Scoring on him. You know, he couldn't guard me, you know. But when I got to the college level and I was playing at a position and not having a coach that feeds you that confidence,
yeah,
you know, unless you just have a certain personality, a certain characteristic about you,
mm-hmm.
you know, you fall in line. You know,
it takes its toll.
Drew, and you know, I was a good kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was a good kid. Coach needs this out there. I need
That's
you.
what I'm gonna do.
I need you to rebound. I need you to defend this player. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I would do it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have by the time I was a freshman, sophomore in college, that confidence I had built my senior year in high school, going into that summer, I didn't have that dog in me anymore.
Got you.
And that's when you even said, yo, you were a pit bull and you turned into a poodle.
Yeah. A Frenchie.
A Frenchie.
Yeah. That's exactly how I,
On the jersey right there, it says Terriers.
Yeah, I know. I know. I hear that. So how'd it go for you, though? With you playing with that mental, because people don't realize how mental basketball is also, brother.
It is mental.
You know, it's more mental than physical.
My college coach was a 6th defender on the court, and he was guarding me. Full court pressure.
Got it.
My coach was guarding me, full court pressure. Any little thing he would yell, I'd turn to the sideline and be in panic mode.
Got it.
You know what I mean? And at that point, I also didn't have anyone in my corner to come talk to the coach. Tell the coach how I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had no one that was my champion, that would advocate for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and growing up, seeing Kedron have his mom, Steve have his dad, Jason had his dad. At the college level, I got to play with Alan Shepard, who's a New York City great basketball player.
My God.
He had his dad and his older brother.
Okay.
Who were at every game, every practice.
Yeah.
You know, and I see all my teammates that they got people showing up for them.
Yep.
And I'm like, who's going to come and be that voice for this kid?
For you.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I lost a lot of confidence. I lost who I was. Yo, Drew, after my freshman year of college, during my freshman year of college, I wanted to transfer.
I was going to ask you.
I almost transferred to St. Peter's College. Okay. I remember calling Kedron Clark and was like, yo, I'm not happy here. Are there any spots at St. Peter's?
Yeah.
You know, and if I would have waited a little longer,
mm-hmm.
I would have been at St. Peter's. I would have transferred there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I remember reaching out to Mo Hicks.
Yeah.
You know, thinking that he would be my champion and he would be my advocate. And I remember calling him on the bus and saying, I hate it here. I don't want to be here. My coach used to belittle me. He used to tell me my teammates didn't like me. These were all lies because I knew that my teammates liked me.
Yeah.
I had a Rice guy on the team. You know, I had guys that I built a bond with that I'm still friends with them to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he would say all these things. And I'm like, I didn't feel like I had the voice at that time because, again, I'm an 18, 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I had the voice to tell my coach, you know, if you're going to treat me this way, why'd you recruit me?
Facts.
Why am I here? Like, if you're going to verbally abuse me, why am I here? You know, like, Drew, I remember sitting outside of my hotel room. I remember this one tournament where he banned all the players from bringing their cell phones on the trip. And I was like, yo, what kind of shit is this? I said, I have a newborn kid in New York City.
And you can't have no
On
contact.
a trip, and this is us at Florida International.
Whoa.
Playing at a tournament, and
Yeah.
he suspended. So he saw me on the phone. I think I was walking to go get food from somewhere.
Yeah.
He was across the street, and I was on my phone. And he suspended me again.
Wow.
And I'm like, but I got this kid at home. He's like, cell phones are a huge distraction. You need to be focused on basketball. But I'm like, I got this kid at home.
Yeah, that's your son. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that, and like, with all the racial tension that's going on in this country,
yeah,
like, I don't even want to get into that right now because
yeah.
now I'm starting to put things together.
I hear you.
He suspended me a game, and I'm like, it was after hours. We were done playing, done practicing. It was at night.
That's crazy.
Like, why can't I get on my phone? Meanwhile, everybody else on the team, all the adults, they're going to bars. They're going to other kind of bars.
Yeah.
21, and I'm like, you mad at? And he's joining them, and I'm like, you mad at me because I got my cell phone?
Yeah, that's,
you know,
that's
like he killed my confidence. And for a big chunk of my freshman year, took that love and that passion of the game away from me.
Yeah.
Where I was calling Mo Hicks, and I was like, Mo, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and Mo Hicks really didn't have an answer, and I can't hold that against him. I don't know what he was going through in his life.
Yeah.
You know, but
absolutely.
I was reaching out to people who I thought were going to be in my corner.
Yeah.
You know, but I think staying there and sticking it out, you know, just made me a stronger person, made me, you know, an even more confident person, because I played under someone's tutelage who used to break players down. Like at practice,
yeah,
he used to kill people's confidence. Like the way he used to talk to people and treat these kids and these kids of color. And I'm like, why'd you bring us here?
Yeah, I don't get that.
But my sophomore year, I was playing scared.
Got you.
I was playing to try to stay on the court and play mistake-free. And you can't have kids, because even though you're in college, you're still a kid.
Of course.
You can't play mistake-free. And I want to give a shout-out to Ken Stevens, who just joined.
Big homie.
Ken Stevens.
What up, Ab?
Packed my stuff, dropped me off at school. I respect that. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, so my sophomore year, I played scared, man.
Got you. So how did things change for you over there between your sophomore and your junior year?
Between my sophomore and my junior year, I got a lot more aggressive. My junior year, I had a lot of games where I scored in double figures.
Okay.
But then again, it was primarily shooting threes.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because
he got you playing your natural position now?
Junior year, no. I was still playing the four because, again, very similar to Mo Hicks, my college coach liked to run and gun. So he liked to full court trap, and I played with a lot of energy. You know, I played with a lot of tenacity, and he liked to shoot threes. And I think that's why I got to play so much, because I was a hard-nosed player on the defensive end, and I could shoot the shit out the basketball.
Okay.
You know?
So it improved for you on the floor. How's your relationship with your coach going into during this time?
Same. He would be. He was nice to me. He was nice to us. You know, off the court when we were around other people, but once he got us in that rectangle, in that ring, you know what I mean?
Even with you coming out and being more aggressive, putting forth more effort, and he's still not acknowledging the work.
Yeah. Same cell phone policy. I remember there was a teammate of mine who was white from Atlantic City, great point guard, you know, Torrey Cavalieri, who was selfless, who would pass the ball, who my junior year, I flourished a lot more. And I remember Ken Stevens. I remember Rob coming to one of my games, and maybe Steven coming to one of my college games, and me going off, you know, because, you know, he put me in certain situations where I could thrive. So his philosophy was putting me at the 4 position so we could play pick and roll. So then when they switched on to the smaller guard, I could either take that guard or I could pick and pop
right over
threes.
Yes.
You know, so I did a lot of picking and popping in college, you know, and that's credit to the point guard on my team who was a great facilitator, you know, so I had a much better junior campaign.
Okay, and so my question is this. What kept you mentally there to be able to work through all of this? Because you could have easily been like, you know what, have a million excuses on why you didn't finish off what you started as far as the basketball aspect of it. What kept you in the game mentally?
The love for the game.
Okay.
The love for the game, and also wanting to get numbers, you know, so I could go play after college.
Got it. So now, your junior year, how'd you guys do in your conference?
Junior year, my conference, Tori was a senior, Devon, Damien was a senior, Eric was a senior. I think we lost. We made the playoffs every year that I was in college.
Okay.
So we lost maybe first or second round.
Your junior year?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, going into your senior year, you know this is it.
Right.
You got to put everything on the table.
Right.
And you know that there's a possibility that you're not going to be allowed to.
Right. Well, actually, my college coach was fired after my junior season.
Okay.
Which, you know, at that time I was happy. I was like, I'm glad this man is gone. I felt like the weight of the world
was lifted.
Was lifted off of my shoulders. You know.
Yes, sir.
So that felt great, and I just knew that I had to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I had to be a lot more selfish.
What's this new coach talking about, though, going into that?
This new coach, he was an assistant from Seton Hall.
Okay.
He coached at St. Bonaventures, the assistant at Seton Hall, and now he's head of basketball at IMG in Florida, which is one of the greatest athletic schools, like kids from Europe that play golf and tennis and all that go there. You know, a lot of basketball players come out of there, which I'm about to hit him up and be like, what's up? You got a job for me out there?
Let's get it.
Gee, I'll move to Florida. He was young. He was a player's coach. He would yell at me as a senior. He would yell at me in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And then he would take me to his office after practice and explain, like, hey, I'm yelling at you because you're the leader. Well, you're one of the leaders on this team, and I got to make an example out of you, and it starts with you. But no, it's nothing personal.
Got it.
I was like, oh, like I had never been approached that way before.
Yeah.
But I also think before we get into my senior year in college, we got to talk about all those summers that I was in college that I would go play at DYCKMAN.
Absolutely.
You know, because after we went undefeated in the seniors division, we could have played another year as a senior.
They didn't let us.
And Kenny didn't let us.
He said it won't be fair, man. Everybody was young and everybody was good, man.
Drew, that made me so upset.
You only?
I was like, we can't defend our championship?
Nah, man.
We're all of age. We should be able to still play seniors again.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I didn't want to like even touch that.
Look at Kenny. Look at Kenny. He's like, facts.
Yeah, man. They were all young enough.
We were all of age. We were just trying to defend our championship.
So in between your like when you're going through what you're going through with your coach, right? Your outlet gotta be whatever basketball you play away from there.
It was DYCKMAN.
Yeah. So how are you approaching those games?
DYCKMAN was my outlet.
How were you approaching that?
Again, and going to play at DYCKMAN was liberating for me because, again, I'm playing in my home court, home neighborhood, home field advantage, and now Dyckman at that level.
Yeah.
Because I told you earlier that I played at Dyckman when it was pretty much a small business. It was a small local tournament. Dads who had extra time were coaching on the weekends.
Yeah.
There was a draft or whatever,
yeah.
you know, for the community.
Yes.
Now, by the time I'm in college, Dyckman is on the mat.
That's real.
The #1 street ball tournament in America and in
the world.
Kenny has teams from China showing up. He has NBA players showing up. The college pro division is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So knowing that and having that in my pocket every time I went to play in Dyckman, and having friends and family, you know, in the stands, in the crowd, faces that I know, people cheering me on, I'm like, here is where I bring that dog out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was fortunate to play on a lot of great teams during my college career.
Yeah.
At Dyckman, I played for Team Dyckman. I played against best draft in the world. I played in the Mountain Dew Challenge, you know, playing against guys that were playing overseas. And I was the young kid on the team, you know, with whatever minutes I got, I did what I could.
You did what you had to do. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, having to guard Ali Mo, you know, playing against Body in the Trunk. Like, I'm thinking of all these names. Like, dude, there's so many guys that I had to guard and play against.
That's a fact.
You know, and I wasn't going to back down because I'm like, yo, I'm homegrown. I'm from here.
Yep.
You know, and with that one move, I could get by anybody. Playing against people that I grew up watching, like the Slasher, you know, Bakacha, and also, I don't know if Danny is on here, but the mayor who coached Dominican Power,
Mikey,
I never got to play on the Dominican Power team.
Mikey, I mean,
Mikey.
I can't.
Mikey, nigga, damn. Mikey.
I don't touch Dominican Power questions.
What's that?
I don't touch Dominican Power questions.
Yo, Drew, inside being Dominican, being from uptown, and growing up with Luis Cesar and Bakacha, and yo, dude, I used to watch Bakacha play in the park and sit there and admire him playing. And after he was done playing, I would ask him questions. You know, getting to a level where I could compete with him, and then when he had to guard me, I would go at him.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that Dominican Power wouldn't invite me to play on that team. You know, being one of the few Dominican players from uptown to play college basketball and beyond, and not get an invite to play on that team, dude, like Kenny used to say, just stacking chips on my shoulders. So when I would play against them, I would want to rip everybody's head off. Yeah,
facts. You know? That's the politics of DP. That's something else, man. I ain't got no. I'm Puerto Rican. I only helped Mikey out a couple of times. You know what I mean?
You my favorite Puerto Rican. Next to J-Lo, you my favorite Puerto Rican.
Oh, you come on, son. You got a question.
What's up? Did I actually play my position at Dyckman? I did. And the person who was interviewing me was the first person to let me play at my position.
Say that.
And it was pretty much give him the ball and get out the way.
That's it. He goes just like everybody else.
Yep. But playing at Dyckman, you know, when I was playing at the college level was a great experience. You know, built up my confidence, especially leading into my senior year, even my junior and senior year. Yeah. You know, playing for, you know, because after I was done with the young ones, I started playing on Team Dyckman.
Yes.
So I got to play with Too Hard to Guard, Patrice De Leon. At the end of when I stopped playing at Dyckman, you know, I got to play with Edgar Sosa at the point where Edgar Sosa was a hothead. And I was trying to be the big brother to calm him down, and there was no calming him down.
No way.
You know, so I got to play with Edgar, which was amazing because I remember Edgar went to IS-218 after I did.
And Rice.
And then he went to Rice after I did.
Yeah.
You know, so to see Edgar play and at the levels that he did and where he is now,
yeah,
you know, I'm happy for him. So beyond happy for him, because I remember at Rice, I remember that game that I went at Curtis Sumter.
Yeah.
And Rob, that's on here, was with him at the Gaucho gym.
Okay.
And I remember talking to Edgar before the game and saying, Edgar, if you want to play basketball at an elite level and you want to travel and get your name out there around the country, you got to go to school here.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was telling him, I said, if you're thinking about coming here, you should definitely come here.
Yeah, Sos showed out, nigga.
He did.
Sos did what he needed to do. Gatorade Player of the Year. Sos is Sos, man.
He did, man.
He did. He did the damn thing.
And I'm happy for him.
Absolutely.
I'm happy for his career, even though he, you know, suffered, you know, a major injury.
And came back stronger.
Which is incredible. That speaks to his character. It speaks to his grit. You know, it speaks to who he is as a person. You know what I mean?
And then a leg injury at that. You know what I mean?
Dude, he
came back like nothing ever happened.
He had the Paul George injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
and
that's
he came
scary,
back.
Man. Like, Drew, if that would have been me, Drew, that would have been
a lot of people. A lot
I would have been done. Bro. I would have been done.
A lot of people. He came back stronger.
Yeah.
It's tough. So you have all this. You have this. So now you got what you needed to get off your chest for the summer.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's this?
Wait, hold on. RF Sports Training. Tota. Yo, that's my guy, yo.
For life.
I gotta give him a shout out, man.
For life.
Because, dude, I remember playing, what's the name of the park that's by Cabrini?
Cabrini.
Yo, he used to be at Cabrini all the time. He was older in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Always a positive dude. Always showed me love. You know what I mean? And I'm happy with what he's doing. You know, I'm sad that I never got to train with him or work with him. You know what I mean? But it just wasn't meant to be, and we didn't cross each other's paths.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's doing amazing things. He's pushing the game forward. You know,
I'm trying to get him on here. Trying to get him on here, but he's too aggressive. He wants to he just gets too aggressive.
That's why his name was Tota, yo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on here, but he gotta you know what I mean?
Always, brother, love, always, man. I love you, man. Listen, I remember you. I think about you, out of sight but never out of mind, man. Positive dude all the time, yo. Dude. Yeah. And listen, and he had a passion for the game, and he took his passion and he found his lane.
That's what I said. I was telling my man Manny that. He found his way into basketball.
Because he wanted to play.
Yeah.
And he wasn't as athletic as everyone else, but he put in the work.
That's it.
You know, but he found his lane. And that is amazing. And if there are any young kids here or any former basketball players here, you know, once you're done with the game, it's not over, man. You can always you always have something else to give.
You always have, yes, you can always give back to the game.
Yo, Adris was talking shit. He was trash.
He's a 5'10" power forward.
But he found his lane. But listen, to be 100, Drew, Adris, I remember when you were trash, bro.
Oh, my.
Adris, Too Hard to Guard was trash at one point.
We cooked him that summer. Him and Ed. We got him out of here. But I don't talk about it.
But
Chef, what up? We got Adris out of here. Out of here.
Drew, that summer we got everybody out of there.
Yeah,
but
out of here.
What I will say about Adris is that, listen, I'm going to tell you this. Because going into those summers where I was playing in college and going back to Dyckman to play, you know, we played on the same team.
Yeah.
And, dude, and it was overnight. Because listen, Adris used to live like on 179 or 180.
Yeah.
And Adris, I used to see Adris at night
go
and work on his game.
When he got off that and one shit, that nigga became a real basketball player.
But no, I think the and one stuff helped him.
No, it did to get familiar with the basketball.
Because he was working.
Yeah, but when he got serious, he got serious.
Listen, I remember when him and Edwin were terrible.
Yeah.
Because they used to play around with people. Him and Edwin from 187 Wadsworth Ave. You know, I used to go to elementary school and middle school with him.
Yeah.
Him and Adri were doing tricks at 189, throwing the ball, wrapping the ball. And I'm like, yo, they can listen, hands down, they got that shit. Because I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to see Adris at night, you know, at PS 48, working on his game.
Yeah.
Walking through the street with his basketball, always working on his game. And he caught up. He was here, and he caught up and surpassed everybody.
And you know what's crazy? Till this day, nobody knows how old he really is.
He's Dominican, Drew.
That nigga's a unicorn, my nigga.
He don't age. He got that baby face.
Yeah, that nigga, come on, my nigga.
But listen, I got a lot of love for him. Listen, I got a lot of love for anybody who's, especially if they're from where I'm from.
Facts.
You know, and they represent us. They represent our culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But being on Team DYCKMAN, playing with him,
you
know, I got a gripe. I have some grievances to get
off your chest?
Off my chest, because Team DYCKMAN was really to showcase him.
Yeah.
Team DYCKMAN was to showcase Adris.
Facts.
And when he was allowed to do certain things on the court, because Drew, I'm the type of player, like, I'm like an old-fashioned basketball player. I want to play the game the right way. Like, if I would have played on an NBA team, I would have played on the San Antonio Spurs.
Got you. System.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adris would have played on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to play the game the right way. But, you know, it's street ball. It's not about playing the game the right way.
Yeah, it's different. It's
you know what I mean? So Team DYCKMAN was created to highlight him.
Facts.
Or not Team DYCKMAN, the young ones. Because everybody else was young. I wasn't young. I was the elder. Me and Jay Lopez were the elders on that team. You know, with all these younger with these younger players. You know what I'm saying?
But the difference was they needed to go. He was trying to get into school.
I respect that.
And like I said, that nigga
I respect that.
Back to Eastern Washington, bro. My salute to that man. Like his grind was different. You know what I mean? I was all in college or set up for that. That nigga had to find a way in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that nigga shot way too much. He knows that. That's why he never played on the team I coach. He ain't like me.
Drew. Hold on, Drew. So I am Sky High. I don't know who that is, but
that's Hov. That's Mikey's brother.
Okay. Appreciate you for being on here, but we're gonna get into Edgar Sosa being the focal point of that team. And David Trotman, 3-hour interview, absolutely. And Drew, this is gonna have to be a regular thing. We're gonna have to find a hot topic, and we're just gonna have to go back and forth.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
But Drew, Team DYCKMAN, the young ones, when we were playing at Orchard Beach, we were playing at DYCKMAN.
Yeah.
Was to showcase Adri. And there's nothing wrong with that because I was already playing college basketball. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
However, explain that. Share that.
Yeah, but you know what? If you share that and you explain that, not too many niggas gonna show up.
I love you too, David.
Ain't too many people gonna show up. And he was getting his 50 clips. So it's like, you know what? Let's go with the punches, man.
Listen, Drew.
Unaged nigga. He's like cheddar cheese. You don't know how old it is. You just know that you fuck with it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
You know what I mean? At least cheddar cheese, my nigga.
He's like Gouda. He good. He good.
Yeah, that's it, man. That nigga was giving everybody in the city.
Yeah. But that doesn't take away from me feeling some type of way.
Oh, nah. As a ball player,
you know, but
I wouldn't see why not.
Being on that team again, I still had that chip on my shoulder because I felt like in Washington Heights and in Inwood, I still didn't have that respect.
Oh, got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
Yeah.
See, the man just tapped in. I guess they told them that you don't understand why you wasn't on Dominican Power. So,
oh yeah, Mikey, I don't understand that. I'm Dominican. I'm from Uptown. I won't take it personal, Mikey.
Let's get to that senior year, brother. Talk to me.
So senior year of college.
Yes, sir.
You know, the coach who had me in shackles, who didn't let me play my game, was fired. My senior year, I played free.
Got you.
Kenny, that team was not created for everyone, bro. Kenny, who was higher profile in street basketball was higher profile, but I guess being a Dyckman kid, being able to play on that team, and being the older person on that team, and it being showcased for him, I felt some kind of way, you know. And then Edgar Sosa joined the team, and I think, you know, and me trying to rein him in and trying to calm him down, and I couldn't. And remember him taking his jersey off and throwing it here and throwing it there.
Yeah.
I was trying to calm him down. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is going to be my last run at Dyckman, and I'm just going to be done. And I just need to focus on my career, you know, after college. And that's why I stopped playing for the young ones and Team Dyckman, was because, you know, and again, there's nothing wrong with them showcasing Adris to try to get him to the college level, which they did, which big up to Kenny, big up to Adri, you know. But then once Edgar joined, you know what I guess it was, Drew? I guess I had been so used to taking a back seat.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm old enough that I'm not taking the back seat anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm from Dyckman too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
just think, me personally, and Ev don't ever agree with me on this, but I think that team was made to give certain players that stage. That
absolutely was.
You know what I mean? And that's what I always understood as.
I just needed that. I guess at that time, I just needed that explained.
And
it wasn't explained.
Understandable.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody knows they could put the ball in the basket.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're an elite basketball player and you're at a skill level where you're like, damn, this nigga's cooking, but I know I can go out there and cook too.
Right.
So yeah, I get it. I get it.
But listen, I saw Adris go at everybody. He went at Kenny Satterfield. He went at everybody.
Yeah, everybody. And
I was his biggest cheerleader, bro.
Yeah.
I was his biggest cheerleader. I was like, yo, he's going at everybody. Especially when you could just throw the ball off the backboard in Dyckman and just bank it. And that shit would just drop.
All day. So finish that. What was your senior year like?
My senior year, I was a lot more aggressive, new coach, young coach. And I was like, yo, I don't care what anyone says. I'm shooting the ball from anywhere I want, going to the basket, doing whatever I want to do.
Okay.
And my senior year, I did that. You know, we played against Pittsburgh. I think my best college game was against the University of Pitt and Carl Krauser.
Yeah.
I still have the article playing against them. We lost because they had an NBA 7-footer, but I went to battle with Carl Krauser.
Got you.
I think I scored maybe 24, 25. And Ronald Ramon was on that team, who's Dominican and from the Bronx. And he played at Pitt.
Yeah, Ronald Ramon. I was talking about him the other day, but we ain't going to talk about that now because I ain't here for that.
Right.
But so then during your senior year, are you still thinking I'm ready to go overseas and get this chicken? Or you think
That's all I was worried about.
Okay.
And my college and my new coach, Brian Nash at the time, he knew that.
Okay.
He knew that. And he said, you're playing and thinking about you getting your numbers and playing after college. And I was like, hell yeah. I said, yeah, I am. So because at that point I was just tired of playing second fiddle to anybody. That's why I stopped playing. I stopped playing in Dyckman because I said, I'm not gonna play behind Adris and Edgar and just be a fifth wheel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I've proven myself here at Dyckman because I have 2 championships in Dyckman.
Yeah.
I have a seniors championship.
Yep.
And I have a biddies championship.
Okay.
I'm like, I've been here long enough and I've won in every division except unlimited. You know, I'm like, why do I have to continue to wait? And at that point I was just pissed off at the world. You know, like, I'm not waiting behind anybody anymore. I'm not waiting. I'm not playing at Dyckman anymore because if I play on the team that I can play on, I got to play behind two guys that are younger than me, 2 kids.
Got you.
You know, at that point, I wanted to take basketball serious enough so I could put food on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my senior year.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My senior year of college, I just went.
And how'd that go with you with the coach when you told him that that's what it was?
He couldn't do nothing about it because, again, it was either he was going to let me go off or he was going to have to sit me at that point. At that point, I was like, and I feel like I wish I had that mentality as a freshman in high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I didn't develop that confidence in myself, you know, till I was a senior in college.
Got it.
Like senior in high school, I was on my high horse because we were destroying everybody in New York City. We were destroying everybody in the country. Drew, our senior, like Shagari said earlier, we went 29-2.
Yeah.
We lost 1 game in New York City, and that was early on in the regular season.
Okay.
We lost to a team that had 5 major Division I basketball players, 2 NBA players. We lost to them by 2 points. We won the city and state championship. We finished number 1 in the tri-state, number 3 in the country, behind Oak Hill and St. Mary's, St. Vincent.
Got it.
That was Carmelo and LeBron.
Yeah.
So I was on my high horse to the point where I told Kenny, I said, Kenny, you need to start calling me state champs now in Dyckman. Just another penny is over.
Yeah.
You need to start calling me state champs. Because I remember Elvis Rivera was called city champs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I just one-upped him.
Yeah.
I should be called state champs.
Yeah.
You know, so I was on my high horse after that. But then once I went to college and my coach I felt like he was double teaming me on the court.
Yeah.
You know, I lost a lot of confidence, you know, till my junior year where I was gaining it. And then he got fired and I was like, yo, I don't care who comes in after here. This is my show and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? So my senior year, again, best game my college career was against, you know, University of Pittsburgh, where I lit them up. And it was because I played out there with the mentality like I was playing in Dyckman. I said, I just need to play like I'm playing in Dyckman.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah.
And inside of an arena, inside of a gym, there's no wind blowing the basketball. I'm not playing at the beach where you shoot the ball one way and the ball's going the other way, you know? Because Kenny's be like, yo, you can't shoot jump shots out here. You got to go straight to the basket.
The basket, yep.
You know what I mean? And I had a solid senior year, you know, a senior year that should have been the type of year that I had early on in my career. But it was what it was, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so my best year was my senior year against St. John's University. Had another great game, you know, again, playing like I had a chip on my shoulder.
Okay.
You know, because I'm from New York. St. John's didn't recruit me, you know. So Alan and I, we took it personal. I think that game, Alan and I both had like 15 apiece.
Okay.
You know, we beat St. John's. When I was in college, we beat St. John's for the first time in school history.
Nice.
Which was nice. We beat Fordham University my senior year for the first time in school history, and I lit up Fordham. I had like 28 against Fordham.
Okay.
At Fordham with all my family in the stands. And I remember the coach from Fordham was Derek Wittenberg, who was the head coach at Wagner College, who he was also recruiting me.
Okay.
They beat us in the he beat us in the conference championship. We lost to Wagner.
Yeah.
To go to the NCAA tournament. And then after he won, he left and went to Fordham.
Okay.
Because that's how that works. Once you win,
yep,
you out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bigger conference, because about the coaches, it's all about the bottom line. But and again, Drew, like now that I think about it, you know, I used to just play with a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And against Derek Wittenberg, I went out there and said, oh, he's coaching here? I said, all right.
Gave it to
him. I'm going to show him what I can do.
Yeah.
And I went out and we beat Fordham for the first time in school history.
Okay.
Listen, I have all those games on VHS. I just need to transfer them over to a USB so I can, you know, digitize it so I can put it out there.
That's tough. Those are goodies right there.
A lot of goodies, man. Seton Hall. I remember us almost beating Seton Hall for the first time in school history. I remember there was some dude that was on Seton Hall that was really good, some light-skinned cat. I remember we were down like 2 points. Yeah. And I tapped the ball from behind him, you know, because you're taught to slap from under and not from above. Yep. You know, unless you're Michael Jordan and you can reach over people and
get it.
and snatch the ball. So I deflected it from behind. Okay. And we stole it. And I got the ball and the referee blew the whistle. If I would have scored that basket, we would have beat them for the first time in school history.
Wow. Damn, that's tough.
You know, but my senior year, I played with that dog mentality, with that attitude where I'm going to play like I'm playing in the street.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So.
And you got to get busy.
I had a solid senior year with enough tapes and footage and games. Yeah. And big games against big schools. Yep. That, you know, I could shop myself to European agents. Okay. You know?
So what's that first year out of college like?
Drew, are we really going 3 hours?
We got 8 minutes left, my nigga. What's the difference? Come on, stop playing with me.
No, I'm good. I'm good all night.
I don't have a curfew.
Me neither.
My son is sleeping already, and your son is good. He's a grown-ass man.
My son almost 18. So my first year after college, or first few months after college, because before I even graduated college, you know, I went to the Dominican Republic and played on, I played for Club Naco in El Torneo Superior de la Capital. And again, I was lucky enough to play on a team that was fully loaded. Like our starting point guard was Joel Ramirez, who was the national team starting point guard at the time. You know, Ricky Soliver was his backup. Luis Flores was the starting two guard. I was Luis Flores' backup. The small forward on that team, damn, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I'm forgetting his name, but he's Al Horford's cousin. Okay. The dude's name was Martinez, who was playing at FIU, who could jump out of the gym. Like, dude, we were fully loaded. We had like 5 Dominican national players, you know.
How'd y'all do?
Andy Williams. Yeah, Andy Williams. Yep. He was a small forward who was nice. And all these veterans. Yeah. You know, and I learned so much that summer. That it helped me and it prepared me. to play in Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Lewis took me under his wing. Like Lewis grew up, you know, I grew up on 190th Street in Wadsworth Terrace. Then I moved to 182nd in Amsterdam, and Lou lived on 181st. Lou lived around the corner from me. So Lou, you know, ever since I can remember, took me under his wing. And when Lewis puts you under his wing, that means you're going to be his ball boy.
Gotcha.
That's when I stopped.
Adri spoke about that before.
Messing with Lou Flores, I was like, yo, I ain't going to the park with you no more because I'm guarding you and I'm passing you the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so when I was playing with him in the Dominican Republic and I was his backup, you know, I learned how to grind. You know, he was the first person I saw with my own eyes who used to grind.
Got it.
Yo, dude, in the Dominican Republic, and Adris could tell you this, there's no air conditioning at any gym. So we used to practice at Mauricio Valles, which was right next to like a chocolate factory.
Okay.
So you would smell chocolate super early in the morning in this hot-ass gym where it was like 130 degrees in the gym. Dude, we would have a 2-hour practice, and Lou would stay there 2 hours extra.
His grind was crazy.
He's a machine.
Yeah, his grind was ridiculous.
Mr.
Legendary.
Untouchable is a machine, yo.
Yeah.
And at that point, at that age, I was able to touch the ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I used to go at Lewis at practice. I used to go at Lewis.
Yeah, as you should.
And I hope Lewis joins because, yo, I used to go at him.
As you should.
That the coaches on the team used to talk shit to Lewis. And they're like, yo, you going to let this little kid come at you?
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, I'm going against someone that I admired.
Yep.
I need to let him know that I'm not scared.
Yeah.
And that I'm ready.
Yeah. Now you belong, yes.
And that I belong, that I can hang with him. And I was also trying to show the coaches that, yo, I want to play more too.
Yep.
I'm not just going to be here to be Lou's sub, you know, when he was tired and needed a water break.
No, that's a fact.
I wanted to play.
Yo, we got 3 minutes, just so you know.
Are we going to go on again? Or
that's on you. I'm up.
All right.
So go ahead.
Listen, if the people are still here, let's give the people what they want.
All right, bet. So log out now. I'm going to log back in.
Tato.